Welcome everybody. I'm Stephanie. We've got a flow for you today to get you ready for bed, to begin to quiet the mind, to quiet the body down. As you can see, I'm already in my comfy pants, but all yoga pants are comfy pants. So meet me on your mat or wherever you're at, get into something comfy, and let's get started. We're beginning this evening in hero. So we're taking a couple breaths here, and this can be a talkative spot for some people's knees. So if you have any kind of talkativeness in your knees, or it just doesn't feel quite right to sit on your heels, you can grab a block and put it between your ankles and sit on the block, or maybe you have a pillow and you can sit on that between your heels. Just beginning to calm yourself down from the day. Nice tall spine, hands just resting gently on the thighs, shoulders looping up, down, and back. Chin drops just a little bit, lengthening the back of the neck. So we're going to take a few breaths here, in through the nose, and out through the nose. Just beginning to settle the mind. Just stay here with the breath. Don't worry about anything that went on today. Just letting the body begin to calm down. One more breath here. And then very gently opening the eyes, coming to standing on the knees. We're going to take a version of camel. So camel can be very intense for some people, so I'm going to show you a few different options. First option, coming to standing on your knees, knees aligned underneath your hips. Bring your palms to the small of your back. And then reach your shoulders, reach your elbows back. So you're pressing your shoulder blades back together, squeezing them. Inhale, lengthen up through your crown. Exhale, reach your hips forward, core engages, glutes engage, little back bend. Inhale, come back up. Maybe take that a few more times. Settle in, exhale, inhale, lengthen back up. Exhale, hips reach forward. Inhale, come back up. Inhale, exhale, hips come forward. And make your way back up. So that's one option. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, have a seat back on your heels. We're going to begin with the right palm coming behind you towards the mat, or if you want to give yourself some height, you can place a block or a pillow or a book there. And this time, inhale, reach your hips forward. Hand can stay where it is. You can walk it in. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling or back behind you. So a little bit deeper version of camel. Exhale, melt back down. Switch sides. Left hand comes behind. Inhale, hips reach forward. Right arm reaches up or back. You can keep floating from side to side. And then return to a nice neutral spine. So you've got two different options if camel is just not something that's very comfortable in your body. If you're okay with camel, this is a great heart opener, reaching the hips forward, opening up the hip joints, the psoas, just kind of releasing everything from being so hunched over, especially if you're sitting at a desk all day long. So beginning, hands come to the small of the back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach your hips forward. You can stay here or begin to reach back for your heels, thumbs to the outside. Roll your shoulders back, keep reaching your hips forward. Hands come back to your small back. Inhale, come back up. Ground down, child's pose, toes touching, knees apart. So we want to counteract all the opening up here. Bringing ourselves back in for the day. Taking some breaths here. Maybe some wiggles with the hips. Using the breath. to soften back down through the body. And then making your way back up to hero. Take a few more breaths here. And then very gently, feet come to one side or the other. Bringing the soles of your feet together, knees apart. Grab the fronts of your feet. And instead of pressing through the knees, pressing through the inner thighs, just let gravity do its thing. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, just release through the knees. Release through the inner thighs. Sometimes this is called butterfly or cobbler pose. But releasing all of the tension, inner thighs, hips. This may be deep enough right here. Stay here. If you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, again, inhale, lengthen your spine just a little bit more. Exhale, reach your heart forward, stopping when you begin to hear your inner hips, the inner thighs begin to talk. You'll know when you've gone a little bit too far. Maybe releasing your neck down. Inhale, come back up. Knees come together. Making your way all the way down to your back. I'm going to move my mic pack here. Very gently. And once you're all the way down, setting up for bridge pose. So walk your feet in, ankles are aligning underneath your kneecaps, and knees are as wide as your hips. You can check out that, and you can squeeze an imaginary block, or maybe you're squeezing a real block. So keeping the knees in line, they don't want to wobble in or out. Palms plant down, shoulders plant down so they're not reaching up. Keep your gaze straight up to the ceiling, keeping length in the back of your neck. Inhale, lift your hips, lift your core. That may be enough right there. Or lift your chest, roll your shoulders underneath you, open up again. You can reach for your ankles. You can clasp your hands underneath your hips. Keep looking straight up, squeeze your imaginary block. Settle in. Can you soften through the jaw, through the neck, soften through the heart. Natural breathing in and out. And then very gently release your shoulders if they've rolled underneath you. Roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time. Knees come over your belly. Grab right below your kneecaps. Let your belly go soft. Now, this is a point of contention all over the internet. People do this a little bit different. Some people pull the knees in real tight and pull the core in. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, you can take it for what it is, I like to soften my belly to keep that little arch in my low back. I've had a lot of back problems, and so that added pressure whenever my knees come in, if I'm pulling my core in, creating even more pressure, really hurts my low back. So maybe softening the belly, letting the knees just kind of hang, maybe rock side to side, massage out the low back. And then keep your right knee bent. Exhale, release your left leg all the way to the floor. Grab right below your right kneecap. Inhale to prepare, right leg's just dead weight. Exhale, pull it in, so it's pulling a little bit to the side, so you're compressing your right side belly. Again, belly soft. Left hand comes to your right knee. Right palm opens to the side, grounding down through your shoulder, so the shoulder's not popping up. On your exhale, right knee's going to go to the left, belly twist, but also at the same time, walk your left hip underneath you, so it becomes a belly twist and not a hip twist. You're aligning your hips with your spine. You can put a fist underneath the knee. Maybe you put a block underneath the knee if it feels a little too uncomfortable. With each exhale, release more through the right side body. So the right shoulder gets closer and closer to the mat. It's not popping up to give you more of a deep twist. You can keep looking to the ceiling or listen to your body, listen to your neck. Maybe you look over to your right hand. Can you soften here? Release your kneecaps, release your glutes. Release anything that happened today that didn't serve you. And then very gently, right knee comes back over your core. And exhale your right leg long. Bend your left knee, belly twist other side. Grab right below the left kneecap. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pull it in. Belly goes soft. So your natural little arch. A little bug would have room to crawl underneath your low back. Right hand stays with your left knee. Left palm opens to the side. On your exhale, left knee goes to the right. Walk your right hip underneath you. Aligning hips with spine. Soften through your left side body. Lengthen. You can see how my left knee is still floating a little bit. You can put a fist underneath there or just kind of let it float. That's okay. Looking again to the ceiling or your left palm. And then very gently inhale, make your way back to center. Left knee comes over your hip. Right knee comes up to join it. Palms down by your side. Reach your feet up towards the ceiling. Activate your toes so they're not reaching straight up. They're reaching back behind you. Waterfall. So all day long you're on your feet and gravity's pulling you down, 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 down. We're kind of reversing this here. You can also do this with legs up the wall, placing your bum right up against the wall. So if the block was the wall, you're coming right up against the wall. Just holding here for a few moments. And then bending the knees, feet come down to the mat. Setting up for Shavasana. Arms extended, legs extended. Just taking a few breaths here. On the inhale, belly expands, chest expands, and exhale, everything melts in. Just going through your body mentally, beginning at the toes. With each exhale, letting them go. Moving up the body to the ankles, to the shins, to the calves. Soften the kneecaps. Up the legs, to the thighs, to the hamstrings, to the hips. Soften through the glutes, the low back, the sides of the back, middle back, upper back, chest. Everything just getting heavier as you're moving up the body to the shoulders, back of the neck, top of the head. Soften your forehead. Eyes sink a little bit deeper down into the sockets. Soften your jaw. Let it go heavy. Tongue comes away from the top of the mouth. And then down through the shoulders, elbows, wrists and fingers. Let everything go. And soften the mind. And then if you're already in bed, maybe doing this or right next to your bed, starting to get a little sleepy, you can hop on in. Or just very gently bending your knees, rolling onto one side or the other. Press yourself up with your palm. Coming back up to a seated position. Noticing maybe just a a little bit more calmness in the body and the mind as you're getting ready for bed. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Blessings and namaste.